Hey gamers, are you tired of paying hundreds of dollars for a game reskin? Want to truly own your AI-generated assets? Ever fantasize of being a hunk of a bull? Who wrote this? Well, I've got the game for you! Howdy. This is a series where I play NFT games so you don't have to. So kick back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to the worst NFT game ? In today's episode, we'll be playing Necrodemic. Necrodemic. A third-person survival-based thriller? Hold on, let me just check the definition of thriller real quick. And an exciting plot involving crime or espionage, or a very exciting contest/experience. Alright, I'm gonna believe that this game has an exciting plot of espionage, since that's way funnier to me. From the looks of it, this thriller has a cartoony art style reminiscent of Fortnite, and the gameplay looks pretty similar to COD Zombies, but they have a shop where you buy upgrades and match, so I'd say this leans more towards Killing Floor, but it could take inspirations from both. Necrodemic is developed by a studio named Bullieverse, which they describe themselves as a new epoch in Web3 gaming. Lovely. They actually do have a game under their belt though, Bull Run, and yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. Necrodemic is their latest installment in the Bullieverse, but they do have 2 more games in development, Longhorn and Bear Hunt, so that's exciting. They also list a publisher, Beyond Gaming, but I honestly couldn't find anything on them. Only 2 pieces of info, which is either they created Bullieverse, or they rebranded as Bullieverse. Regardless though, it seems these 2 are one and the same. Why they chose to separate the 2, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's to add a bit of legitimacy to their brand, because if you have a publisher, that must mean you can make a good game, right?
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
Necrodemic was either released on the 30th of April 2024, that's epic, or October 30th, 2024, says their Twitter. The page still has early access on it though, so I don't really know. Now in this game, you play as a bull, which I'm gonna assume is a reference to their studio name, which in turn is likely a reference to the term bullish, which is someone who believes their assets will go to the moon, or whatever lingo NFT bros are using. Now the enemies in this game are bears. If you don't know why they chose that animal, it's because bearish is the opposite of bullish, where you believe the prices will go down. NFT games love to tell you that they're NFT games, with all these self-references. Humor is subjective though, so I'm not gonna judge. They claim that the single player is in the final stages of development. The wording there seems like maybe co-op is in the works, which is pretty good to have in these games, since playing with a group killing zombies is always fun. However, it also means that potentially, what we see here, in terms of like the graphics and gameplay, is pretty much how it's gonna be, since usually the final stages of development is generally just about fixing bugs. NFTs or a wallet aren't required for the game, but the marketplace will offer cosmetics and more. I don't really have a problem with this if it's just cosmetics, but if NFTs start to affect gameplay in any way, then I'm just gonna call it pay to win. Anyways, without further ado, let's play this thriller. Actually, before that, I have one more thing to add. The desktop icon for this game is just the default Unreal Engine logo.
Foreshadowing.
Hi. Yeah, so funny story. This game doesn't work. There was this whole section that I forgot to record where I had to make some Beyond account, which isn't Beyond Gaming. I think it's just some other platform. I don't think they're a publisher or anything. But anyways, when I logged in, it was just a black screen. Now this has happened before with another game, Beachhead Meta, but with that game, I just turned off the OBS and it was fine. Yeah, that doesn't work here. I thought, alright, maybe I'll just play the game on their app. Unfortunately, to make an account, I need to link a fucking crypto wallet, which on their FAQs said I didn't need to be able to play. So that was a lie. Beyond isn't a crypto wallet, so essentially I just made an account to a random site. I'm not going to end this section right here, because now I'm pissed. So instead, I did a little digging in their game files, and I found out that this game potentially is just an asset flip. Yes, I'm sure you're all surprised at the revelation, but let me present my evidence. Now what you're looking at is a program called Unreal Pack Viewer. Basically, you can see the assets or name files of an Unreal Engine game. Anyways, so here you can see the file size distribution among the folders, with game being the bulk of the game size. Clicking on game, we see even more folders, and here is where my investigation begins. Looking these names up on Google with Unreal Engine brings up store results. Now of course I can't get into the game and double check, so for something like Ancient Temple Ruins, which has a bunch of results, I can't tell which one they took. Now some have very specific results, like Good Sky, which is a collection of skyboxes that you can use. Let me just say, I have no problems with devs using store-bought assets. Game development is expensive, and I don't expect a small indie team to be able to do everything. If you're, say, a coder and you can't afford a designer, then yeah, pick something up from the asset store, it's fine. What I do expect from you though is to change, alter, or transform it, not just putting it in as is, right? I think that's a reasonable thing to ask. I mean, House Party is a pretty famous indie game that used a stock house asset, but they worked on it, they added fun gameplay, twists, and worked on everything else. So yeah, no problems. Anyways, continuing on, the Dreamscape series is a set of very pretty looking environments, and clicking on the folder, we see they use the mountains and tower assets, which is a pretty nice choice, I'll give them that. Now I'm giving the Bullieverse devs the benefit of the doubt here. Dreamscape requires you to buy a license to use it, and I've heard assets can be pretty easily pirated. Now, I'm not saying that's what they did. After all, NFT makers are definitely not known to steal other people's art and claim it as their own. There's no way to confirm it though. One thing I'm confused about though is this folder, FPS_game. Now obviously looking this up isn't really gonna get me anywhere, but if there's anyone watching who's familiar with the Unreal Engine, let me know. Is this just a prefab or a practice template? Because if so, that means they've used both pre-made assets for the environment and gameplay. And at that point, what work have they actually done? Is the bull a pre-made asset as well? I wouldn't be too surprised. Alright, there's more stuff here, but the most damning piece of evidence is aptly named Marketplace Assets. Now we could argue it's a reference to the NFT marketplace, but come on, let's be real here. Now if you were to take a guess and how many assets are in here, how much do you think there are? 5, 10, 15? If you said 15, you would be wrong. Try 36. Now once again, zero problems with the use of store assets. But what pisses me off here the most is that there is zero artistic cohesion. We got fantasy magic, cyber fighting action, realistic starter VFX pack, fucking gothic horror. This right here is a telltale sign of an asset flip. Just take a bunch of random packs, dump them willy-nilly in your game, and call it a day. What exactly have they done on the game outside of the assets? I don't understand. This game doesn't even launch, what do? Do I just skip the impressions part? I'm pretty sure everyone knows what it's gonna be. Ugh. Well, that's the gameplay portion done. Did you guys enjoy it? I sure did. Making an account sure was exhilarating. I told you earlier, didn't I? This game is a thriller with an espionage plotline. They certainly weren't lying. Anyways, let's go to the part that works, because I'm sure the masterminds behind this focus more on the NFTs than the actual game itself. Yeah, so this section is also going to be a pretty quick one, since obviously if the game doesn't work, then by default, there is no implementation of NFTs in crypto. Now in their marketplace, they have 4 collections: Barbarians, Gaming, Citizens of Believer Island, and Loot Boxes, of course. Now I'm pretty sure I don't have to say this, but they all look pretty similar to one another. Luckily, it doesn't seem like there are any owners for this collection, which kind of restores my faith in humanity a little bit. Unfortunately though, I can't see the prices for any of these unless I log in, which, you know, not making a crypto wallet. Next category is the actual in-game assets, and some of them look very copyright infringing. We have lightsabers. I'm pretty sure that's the Mass Effect assault rifle, isn't it? Anyways, with around 1,520 owners, I once again lose a little faith in humanity. Highest priced item goes for around 275 bucks and lowest goes for around $3. Next, it's just bulls instead of bears, and oh, yeah, I just realized. The bears are uncivilized animals, while the bulls are high-class civilized beings. Real subtle there. If that's the case, who's gonna buy the bear NFTs? It seems like they're hated in this community. Whatever. Last category is the loot boxes, and if you're stupid enough to buy one of these, you only have a 33% chance of actually getting a gift. So somehow, they've made a worse loot box where you have a 66% chance of getting literally nothing. Unfortunately, as a bearer of bad news, I have to report that their coin of theirs still managed to raise $8.7 million. And with all that capital, they still couldn't make a game that worked. Not only that, they went for store-bought assets. With that type of money, you could have hired a proper game studio. Indie games are made with less. Jeez, yeah, I'm sure that money is going to the right pockets. But I'll end this section on a slightly high note. Their coin initially launched at 17 cents a pop, and now is worth around 0.0029 cents. So that makes me a little happy. Alright, that's it for the NFT stuff. Look, at the end of the day, it's all worthless. You can talk about true ownership all you want, but it doesn't matter if the game that gives it its value doesn't work. Like, what are you gonna do with it, right? Just stare at it? Yeah, hope you enjoy your AI-generated art, I guess. Alright, moving on. Ah, the devs, the masterminds. Let's take a look at the people responsible for all of this. They do have a team behind this venture, but I really hope this isn't the entire team. With 8 million bucks, I would expect just a slightly bigger team. You know, just a tad. But the two visionaries behind the Bullieverse is Trini Anala and Murali Reddy. Sorry once again if I butchered that. Unsurprisingly, neither have any experience in the gaming sector, but instead having years studying blockchain tech and Ethereum. Perfect. Just the type of people we want making video games. If you look real carefully too, they also proudly display gaming and AI. Yeah, awesome. Now of course, CEOs don't need to be gamers to make a good game, but I would expect they would have some ideas on the basics. So let's see who they hired to develop the actual games. So the one I'm most interested in is Shivam Bhatti, who is the game engineering lead. Looking at their credentials should give us some ideas on the skill level of the development team. Well, unfortunately, clicking on Shivam for some reason does not link to them, instead redirecting us to Nicholas Rowe, who is an Unreal Engine developer. $8 million? Can't even get your website right. Nicholas claims to have many years of knowledge with the Unreal Engine, but they only list Bullieverse as their only job, so we can't really glean anything from that. Since the game doesn't work, and most assets seem to just be store-bought, I don't really know what to make of it. Fun fact though, the other UE developer, Aditya Thakur's Link, doesn't even work. That's all I got. The CEOs, as far as I can tell, don't even have an interest in gaming, focusing more on the monetization, blockchain, NFTs, and crypto. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's go to my final impressions, I guess? Well, I mean, we can just skip to the final rating, right? I give this game a certified asset flip, a certified doesn't even fucking work, and a certified cryptogriff out of 10. I don't really have anything else to say, except stay far, far away from the Bullieverse. Also, considering Necrodemic doesn't even work, this might actually be the worst NFT game by default. Congratulations, Astronova and Bezogio. You have been dethroned. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya!